What's going on, boys? Today is a glorious day. We finally have the Powertown Wrestling Bruiser Brody in hand. Been waiting on this figure since 2022, and that's not the only thing that makes this day a glorious day. It is Grimace's birthday, and we got the purple Grimace milkshake. Fire, go get it. You can't get this Bruiser Brody anymore because the pre-orders are already shut down, but find it on aftermarket. If it's a good figure, go get it. But finally, we got the Powertown Wrestling Bruiser Brody. Super excited to crack into this. First things first, the box is phenomenal. I really enjoy the box. We'll go over everything on the box. So let's take a look. So we have the PWF World Tag Team Championship belt. Not sure what that is. Is it Puerto Rican? Maybe Wrestling Federation. I don't know. He used to wrestle a lot in Puerto Rico. Maybe that's it. I have no idea. We got a digital rendering of the figure here, and then his name there, and Powertown Wrestling, where wrestling lives on, down there. On the side here, we have a picture of the figure, and the belt kind of comes over a little bit more. Premium collectible, Bruiser Brody there, with Powertown logo at the bottom. And on the back here, we have the rest of the set. I didn't order anybody else in this set. Bruiser Brody is, I've gone back and watched a lot of his stuff, and he's one of my favorites. I just really enjoyed his work, and the Dark Side of the Ring episode really helped me kind of understand him too, and appreciate his body of work for what it was. Anyway, so we have the rest of the figures down here: Vern Gagne, Luthez, Magnum TA, Kerry Von Erich, and Stan Hansen. I did kind of want to get the Magnum TA and the Stan Hansen, but I don't know. I was waiting to see how good these were. And we've had a lot of issues with these figures. The first full wave was pushed back because of leg issues. The Major Wrestling Figure Podcast kind of pointed this out. When they first got them in, they would move the legs up and it would just snap instantly. So they recalled all of them, pushed them back, and now we got these that are hopefully, fingers crossed, no issues, no leg issues, no anything. But yeah, that is the rest of the set and the back of the box. On this side, we have another picture of Bruiser Brody there, with his name, Premium Collectible, Powertown Wrestling, and this is Series 1. He is number 6 in the set. At the top here, we got a viewing window with Bruiser Brody and the Powertown Wrestling. There is the front, and then this is really cool. So this little flap, you can open that, and then it's got a little read about Bruiser Brody there. If I can get the glare off, there you go. If you guys want to read that, you can pause and read that now. And we got some pictures of Bruiser Brody there. This is the Series 1 little token at the top. These are called Ultras Premium Collectible. So I guess these are the Ultras brand or series. Bruiser Brody down there. And we got the figure with all of the goods inside, which we will crack in and take a look at. All in all, I'm very impressed with the packaging. I like the presentation. I think it looks super nice. It definitely looks like a premium collectible. Kind of reminds me of the NECA packaging. Kind of looks like a NECA style packaging. So super solid on Powertown for that. I am super excited to get the Matt Cardona and the Brian Myers coming out soon. If anybody knows me, I'm a huge fan of the old NWA. I've gone back and watched so much of that old NWA stuff. I'm from the South, so that is kind of where all of that started. The NWA, the Jim Crockett promotions, all that stuff was happening kind of around here. Sadly, it was way before I was born, unfortunately, but I have gone back and watched a lot of it and really enjoy it. So yeah, where I was going with that, Matt Cardona comes with the NWA belt, and I think it's the first time we're getting that belt since the Marvel Toy Biz line, official release of the NWA belt from a toy company. So super excited to get that. But without further ado, let's go ahead and crack Bruiser Brody out of his packaging, take a look at this figure, and see how it is. All right, so here we have Bruiser Brody out of his packaging, and I've kind of moved around the figure a little bit, and I got a couple things to say. I think we'll go over everything, but all in all, I'm very, very impressed with the presentation of this figure. From the box to the figure itself, very, very beautiful looking. I mean, it looks amazing. It looks very, very good. So here we have Bruiser Brody himself. We have the head sculpt here, which looks amazing. It looks like that later in his life Bruiser Brody look. And the hair texture, the color, everything looks really, really good. And then we go around to the face scan here. Looks amazing. I love the scarring on the forehead. It's kind of raised up, but not really. I think it's more so just kind of painted on there. Going to the torso here, this is a giant figure. I mean, he is a very, very big figure. We'll do some size comparisons here in a little bit, but very hefty figure. We got the torso there, and this is one thing I'm kind of about. The single jointed arms, not a huge fan of that. And then we spin around to the back there, and the arms, he's got the finger tape and the hand tape on this hand. Just plain black trunks. That's how Bruiser Brody rolled, so no surprise there. We go into the legs, and thank God no broken legs, so we can go up like that and does not snap, so that's very good. We'll go over articulation here in a little bit because I got some gripes about it. We got the single jointed knees, another thing not really huge about. Hopefully with the Matt Cardona and the Brian Myers, we'll get double jointed stuff with this. Knee pad looks really good. Then we go down to the socks and the boots. The boots are so awesome. I love this like cow skin, and then with the black boots, just looks super cool, looks menacing. Looks like Bruiser Brody. I mean, they did a great job with it. Whoa. Don't know where that hand went. There it is. I found it. So we'll go over accessories, and then we'll go over some gripes, and then we'll take a look at articulation and size comparison and all of that. We're going to take our time on this figure since this is the very first Powertown figure that we have in our hand. We're going to take our time with it because we want to go over everything. I want to let you guys know kind of what to expect if you are planning on ordering the Brian Myers or the Matt Cardona, or if you are planning on opening these and you haven't yet, you know, just trying to give you some insight. So let's go over the accessories. He's got the big brown fur jacket, and it's got some texture to it. Looks really good. Kind of feel like maybe we could have got a cloth accessory with this, but I don't know kind of what was going on with that. But the this jacket alone looks very good. We do have a real chain, and this is like an actual, here, let me see if you can, oh, well, that didn't do anything. Oh, God, okay. Well, anyway, it's a real chain. It's not like a plastic chain. It's, you know, fully movable, little chain there. We got like the chop hand, or like the uppercut, you know, throat hit hand, which is really cool. A 2x4, which is pretty small, but it may work. I haven't really seen it with the figure yet, but it looks pretty small in hand. And then this beautiful championship belt. Like I said, I'm assuming this is like the Puerto Rican tag team belt, because Stan Hansen also comes with this same exact belt, and I know they tagged for a little while. The back of it, so these clasps are unique. I like this clasping. I don't know why my camera is doing not great focusing, but there's the clasping of it. Let's see how easy it is to do that. I think all of these figures come with a belt too, which is really cool that they just included a belt with every single figure. And it's also belts that, like, you're not going to get anywhere else, I don't think. So there's the belt clasped together. Looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and put all of Bruiser Brody's accessories on. So we're going to put this jacket. Jacket went on very easily. Didn't even hardly have to move the arms or anything. Went on very easily. And the chain. Let's kind of get this. I was going to try to get the chain bunched up, kind of how he carried it. We'll just kind of throw it over him for now. We'll do that number for now. And then we'll put this the 2x4 in his hand also. 2x4 fits pretty well in the hand. Still, I think it looks kind of small personally, but that's just me. But there we go. So there he is with the chain, the 2x4. Kind of just looks like a stick in his hand, but and the jacket on looks very good. I like that jacket, that look completely all together. I think looks phenomenal. Hands are coming off very easily. That's something we're going to go over with articulation, which I think we're going to go ahead and jump into now. I do want to put the belt on him and show you guys that. So let's get... So there's like a... Dang, these hands, man. They are very easily to pop off, so be worry, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Just look out for that. There's the belt on the shoulder. Looks pretty decent there. And let's see the belt around the waist. This is a big figure, man. Like this is, I mean, I know Bruiser Brody was a big guy, but this figure is huge. It is a very, very big figure. Like the torso is massive. It's huge. So let me see. That's what I was wondering, if this belt is even going to fit around the... Oh yeah, it's going to fit. It's going to fit. No issues, I don't think. Let me put the clasper. Kind of hard to get in there. Are we gonna get it? Are we gonna get it? Okay, there we go. Close enough. So there is the championship belt around the waist. Looks pretty good. It's not clasped all the way, so don't pay attention to that. All right, now for the articulation. So, definitely some gripes. So, let's go over everything. Head sculpt. So you can bend down, good ways down. Can't go up too much because of that hairpiece, and you can get 360 on that. Looks good. The arms, you can go all the way around here, single jointed, which I'm not happy about. These hands are so loose. I don't know why, but they're like, it just feels very loose. This one is a little, but not as bad as that other one. Single jointed on this with the elbow pad, and you can go up and down pretty well. Oh, well, there we go. Yeah, the hands, I mean, and you know, the thing is, like, I know like Matt Cardona and a lot of people were saying, you know, you're not really going to be posing these guys around, but like, I pose mine around, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I pose them around, especially the Matt Cardona and Brian Myers ones. I'm going to want to pose those around, so we'll see. Leg does go up with no snapping, goes that far, so that's as far up as it's going to go, I think. And then it goes back also. Same thing with this one, up and back. So glad they fixed that issue. Single jointed knees, not a huge fan of the single jointed knees. These boots are wanting to pop off almost every time I do. See, there we go. Every time I bend the knee, the boots come off, but luckily they go right back in. Got the ankle pivot there and all that. Yeah, these boots, man, they're not on there great. Feel like they're gonna fall off a lot. He is on ball joints. Yes, he is on ball joints, so you can do splits. So we got that. Yeah, oh, this is another thing. There's no ab crunch whatsoever. No ab crunch. He doesn't go forward. He is on the, like, kind of like a rocker, kind of like the AEW figures, but he doesn't lean forward at all or lean back. Articulation, not great on this figure. And again, I side with the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast with saying, yes, this is not a figure that you're going to be playing with or posing around. Since one, they're older characters, not a lot of kids are getting them, adult collectors are getting them. But you have people like me that are still nerds and kids at heart that like to pick the figures up and, you know, pose them around, maybe throw some figures around, you know, just to have a little fun. And with this figure, I don't think you're going to be doing that, just because it's stiff, with still having some articulation to it. See that boot, man, not a fan of that. Stiff with still having some articulation. Presentation wise, 10 out of 10 though, guys. Like, if you're just getting this figure, throwing it up on a shelf, beautiful. I mean, absolutely beautiful. It looks just like the character. The skin tone looks great. It looks really, really good, and it feels and quality. Like, it doesn't feel super premium, but it also doesn't feel cheap at all. So it's kind of like it's kind of in the middle, and it may grow on me. This figure may grow on me more and more. All I can say though is that presentation is absolutely amazing. I mean, it looks phenomenal. Let's go ahead and swap out this hand too, which we didn't do. If I can get it on there. There it goes. So that hand feels so much tighter than that one did. But here's like kind of the chop hand, or like the uppercut, you know. So we got that on there too. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say about it. I mean, it looks awesome. It really does. It looks just like the character. Yeah, I mean, that's all I can say. Now, let's go ahead and do some size comparison, because I want to kind of show you guys how big this figure actually is. Let's see who we got. So let's do like a Mattel kind of standard size, I guess, which would be, so the only thing I have right now is like a Shelton Benjamin. So there is the Ruthless Aggression Shelton Benjamin. And then let's do like a smaller, let's do Darby Allin, AEW figure. We'll kind of put next to him. So you can see the size comparison. He is very tall and very large. The figure is large. Let's see. So let's do that. If you can see that. I know it doesn't, the camera doesn't really do it justice, but there is the size comparison there. As you can see, he's in his chest. I mean, and I don't know. It's like the chest circumference. It's just massive on this figure. Let me see. We can do like a. Yeah, I mean, he's huge. He's a massive figure. Let's do it with the Shelton Benjamin. Like I said, he's kind of a standard size. I think Bruiser Brody was tall though. I think he was close to 7 foot, if I'm not mistaken. So there is that there, and then let me get a bigger. Let me get like a bigger figure. Let's see if he's really. Only one I have like handy is this Brian Cage, Unrivaled Brian Cage. So as you see there, I mean, he still towers over Brian Cage, which Brian Cage isn't really a tall guy, but still towering over Brian Cage. And the chest circumference, I mean, he's just big, man. He's a huge figure. And never really got to see, I never saw him in person, never got the chance to, but I don't know if he was really this massive, but he may be. But yeah, huge. He's a massive figure. He feels massive. I mean, you hold him in your hand, and he's at least, I don't know, not a pound, but he's a hefty figure for sure. So I think that is going to do it, guys. I think that is all I wanted to cover on this Bruiser Brody figure. But I will say, again, presentation, 10 out of 10. I think it looks phenomenal. I think it feels decent in the hand. Look of the figure, I'm going to go 10 out of 10. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. I think the look of the figure looks absolutely amazing. It looks menacing. It's big. Yeah, I think it's 10 out of 10 on the looks. Articulation, as of right now, I'm going to give it like a 5 out of 10. Not the greatest articulation wise. I get it also. I understand that it's supposed to be an adult collectible, but still, I like articulation on my figures. It's just how I am. Stand up here, guy. Now, I don't know if this is just because this table isn't that steady, or the ring's not that steady, but, or if he's just really, he is top heavy for sure. Yeah, but I think all in all, I'm going to give this figure overall, I think like an 8.5 out of 10. But it's very solid. I mean, I enjoy it. I enjoy what they're doing. I really like that they're giving us these older characters we'll probably never see in any other figure line. I love what they're doing with the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, putting out figures of them, putting out those belts that we'll never get to see again, I'm sure, unless like some major company picks them up somehow. But yeah, so super excited to have this Bruiser Brody in my collection. If anything, he's going to go on a shelf and he's going to look awesome. So, yeah, I think that is going to do it for today, guys. Thank you guys for, thank you guys for watching this video, supporting me. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And then go get yourself a Grimace purple milkshake for Grimace's birthday and celebrate Bruiser Brody. Have a good one, guys. See you in the next one.